And finally tonight, it's debate season. We have some great ones tonight in Pennsylvania, that Fetterman fellow and Dr. Oz. Up in New York, Kathy Hochul, the governor, with Lee Zeldin, the Republican challenger. We're going to have full coverage on tonight's debates on tomorrow's program. But let's look at last night's debate in Florida. Charlie Crist, Ron DeSantis. One of the moments of the debate that got a lot of attention was when Ron DeSantis' handling of the Hurricane Ian aftermath was called into question. And, well, if you'd like to see a governor defend his record, you're going to want to see this.
Well, look, I'm proud that we had 42,000 linemen stage ready to go, unprecedented array of first responders. We were able to get in record time, effectuate thousands of rescues, get the power back on for millions of people in record time. And when the bridges got wiped out in Pine Island and in Sanibel, people thought those islands were going to be severed from the mainland for 6 months to a year. We did the Pine Island restoration in 3 days, and we did the Sanibel Causeway restoration in 2 weeks. Now those islands have the ability to recover, and Charlie Crist is sitting there. You know what he was doing during this? He was hiding out in Puerto Rico. He wasn't helping his community here. And then when he got back, what did he do? His campaign was soliciting campaign contributions from storm victims. That is unacceptable, and that's not what a leader would do in a time of despair.
You know, you really should cut Charlie Crist some slack there for working on his tan in Puerto Rico. I mean, honestly, he was starting to fade a little bit. Meantime, they were also going after Ron DeSantis over his immigration policies. As you know, he flew illegal immigrants up to Martha's Vineyard. He's been very hard on the Biden administration for letting our border stay porous. Well, he brought the issue home with regard to fentanyl and drugs.
And then I signed legislation raising the penalties for people who are trafficking fentanyl and fentanyl analogs. If you're trafficking that garbage, that poison, you are killing people in our state, and we are going to treat you like the murderer that you are.
I think people like to hear that kind of talk from a governor, you know, the top law enforcement officer in a state. Now, there are a lot of issues right now going on in this country outside of inflation and the economy that I'm told conservatives may be on the right side of those issues, I suppose, but they got to steer clear of them. They shouldn't talk about them much because they'll look mean or racist or intolerant or what have you. So let's see how Ron DeSantis did with some of those issues. Let's begin with our curriculums and critical race theory.
I'm proud of our history. I don't want to teach kids to hate our country. I don't want to teach kids to hate each other. And the way to stop discrimination on the basis of race is to stop discriminating on the basis of race.
Okay, then, how about transgender policies, especially when it comes to athletics in our schools?
I'm the father of a 5-year-old daughter and a 2-year-old daughter as well as a 4-year-old son. But my daughters are very athletic, and we signed legislation to protect the right of women athletes. That you should not have someone competing on the men's team for 3 years and then switch to the women's team. Charlie Crist opposed that bill. He said he would have vetoed it. I'm going to protect women's sports in the state of Florida.
Well, all right, he's 2 for 2 on those really toxic topics, but clearly he looked really bad when he was talking about abortion, right? Right?
Well, I was thinking back in the aftermath of this to a poor woman over 40 years ago in Jamaica, and she found herself pregnant. Didn't think there'd be much opportunity to have a child, was urged to abort the baby, went to get the abortion, and for whatever reason, and maybe we can't explain, that didn't end up happening, and she ended up having the baby. And I think about that because a few months ago, I appointed her daughter to be the first Jamaican-American justice in the history of the Florida Supreme Court. I just think we're better when everybody counts. I understand not everyone's going to be born in perfect circumstances, but I would like to see everybody have a shot. I'm proud of the 15 weeks that we did. I know Charlie Crist opposes that, even though the baby is fully formed, has a heartbeat, can feel pain, and can suck their thumb. He also supports sex-selective abortions, which is used to discriminate against little girls. He supports dismemberment abortions, where they literally will tear the baby limb from limb, and he supports taxpayer funding of abortion all the way up until the moment of birth, and that is wrong.
Congressman, you have 60 seconds.
Wow. I hope every Republican in this country is paying attention and taking notes. There's no reason why people think that Ron DeSantis is going to run for president. In fact, that came up too.
Well, listen, I know that Charlie's interested in talking about 2024 and Joe Biden, but I just want to make things very, very clear. The only worn-out old donkey I'm looking to put out to pasture is Charlie Crist.
There you have it. If he were holding the microphone, he should have dropped it at that point. That's it for tonight's episode of O'Connor Tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. In the meantime, I'll see you on the radio.